during the full moon and the new moon is a day of confession. So confession, yeah, I grew up Catholic, and confession has a really beautiful thing in my mind. Some people have been hurt by Christianity, and I don't know what box people have for Christianity. My box has liberation theology. It has the spirit of questioning things, the spirit of welcoming science, and other people's experience is completely different. So I understand that. And during the full moon, there were different things that a monastic would confess to a peer or to the whole community. So in that spirit, before we sit in silence together as an Alphabet community, I'm going to take you to the 5 precepts and then just do an examination of conscience. And the purpose of this is to keep that tripod alive. And this practice is Sīla, samādhi, and paññā. And Sīla is that which gives you integrity. You know, in Victorian English, it was translated as virtue. And I'm like, oh, I'm a virtuous lady. You know what I mean? Like, it's a word that we don't really use that much. Like, oh, I'm so virtuous. But it's about having a conduct that doesn't hurt you or others. And then samādhi is the cultivation of the mind, the training of the mind, the relaxation of this whole system so that you can let go. And wisdom is using your analytical side, is having your gut, having, listening to elders. So wisdom is also that which gives you knowledge, gives you encouragement so that you make decisions and you make a life and you have a perspective that is not ignorant in a way that can hurt you. So if you wish, I always like to say, if you're physically able, just roll up your shoulders one way and then roll up your shoulders the other way. Then my second grade teacher used to say, hagan estrellitas, which means little stars. So just move your fingers. And then I tell my teenage students, just shake anything that you don't need right now. Do a little bit of a sweep, your legs. And if you so choose, you may close your eyes and we'll start our time of silence. Thinking about the first precept, which is about respecting life. And if you've had the privilege of not having to kill someone in this past week, take that in. If you've had enough safety in your home, enough mental health that you haven't had to murder someone in the last week, you've kept that precept. If you go beyond that, maybe you choose, I don't know, express this in different ways. Some people are vegetarian, some people help others, so you're respecting life. But not killing is such heavy karma. And if you haven't done that, hey, it's beautiful. If you've had enough material goods that you haven't had to steal anything, take that blessing in. If you are able to not steal, to not take what is not given, what is not earned, it's a beautiful blessing for this week. And if you transgressed and you took something, consider that returning that or making amends is the wise thing to do, that might bring peace and joy to the mind. And if you can't do it right now, hopefully in the future, those amends can be made. Speech, one of the hardest things. There's a saying in Spanish, calladito me veo más bonito. I look prettier when I'm quiet. Sometimes just staying quiet can be the good thing. So if you gossiped a little bit, if you exaggerated, if you made a big lie or a little lie, if your words hurt something, if you communicated via text that wasn't skillful, if you sent an email that was passive aggressive, all of those fall under communication. And sometimes we can apologize 1,000 times, and what we've said can never be taken away. So forgive yourself if you can, or invite the energy of forgiveness for having said something that was hurtful to you or others. And encourage yourself to do better. With our sexual energy, many times as alphabet people, we have a much more sophisticated way of looking at sexuality because many of us had to think about it quite deeply and reflect on it. And so if you've had a blessing where your sensuality and sexuality has given you joy, and you've kept the precept of not hurting yourself or others with your sensuality and sexuality, take that blessing in. You know, if in this past week you haven't hurt anybody, abused anybody, take that beauty in. Take a time to acknowledge and honor that. And finally, people self-medicate in all different kinds of ways, and intoxicants that can cloud your mind. You know, you can be so intoxicated that you break every single precept. And so if the past week, if you're in recovery and you continued, 1 minute at a time, take that blessing in. If you had a glass of wine and you enjoyed it with friends, didn't cloud your judgment, take that in. So that whatever substance you take, you're honoring your body and you're protecting your brain cells. This is a way of recollecting the goodness. In fact, of the 30 meditation objects listed in the scriptures, reflecting on one's goodness is a meditation object. And in materialistic, capitalistic society, sometimes people grow with shame. And we don't take the time to celebrate how good we are. But you haven't killed, stolen, given a lie. Hey, take that in. So this Visakha Puja, a time of the full moon, a time to make amends, a time to heal, a time to self-forgive. It's a ritual time. It's an auspicious time to recommit, to continue having ethical standards, and to love ourselves and to work towards our happiness. Now, the 31 people here, you could be doing Netflix or going on a beautiful walk, but you're here in Sangha, in community. And your presence here is a blessing to all of us. Whatever posture you are in, whether lying down, sitting, standing, or walking, take this moment. Just kind of gentle check in. Do you want this moment to be something that is not? Check in the second noble truth. Second noble truth is wanting this moment to be what it's not. So if there's any itch or any tightness around dukkha, the first noble truth, suffering is the most boring, most common thing in the world. Everybody has it all the time. And there are little times when we get a break. So just check this moment. Is this moment pleasant? Or is this moment unpleasant? Is it neither? Or is it both? And whatever of those four choices, bring some patience if it's unpleasant. If it's pleasant, then invite that spirit of gratitude. And if it's both a neither or confusing, then we bring that kantiko bhavana, cultivation of patience, patient enduring. In the next few moments, pick a meditation object. It could be just listening to the sounds that are near you and far away. It could be loving kindness. And if you want a suggestion for tonight, the meditation masters of Northeast Thailand practice Buddha. And Buddha is the Buddha knowing the Dharma, the one who knows, experiencing life as it is. And as if you inhale, you internally say the syllable Bu. And as you exhale, you internally say the syllable Do. So it's like Buddha, but Buddha. You do not change the speed of your inhalations and your exhalation. You simply follow Buddha. There are monks that I know that do this all day long. All day long. They're doing Buddha, Buddha. And they're noticing how fast and how slow they're breathing. So if you want to try it out, my teacher's teacher taught this way as well. To simply rest your mind. You inhale, you exhale. As we finish this time of silence, check in with your body and your mind. So your Nama Rupa Bali. Is this moment pleasant? Right now, is life unpleasant for you? Is there a mixture of pleasant and unpleasant? Or is it very neutral? Once you have identified the four choices, are you adding more suffering to it? Are you simply witnessing it? Is there impatience? Is there joy? So my teachers would say, it's like this. Physical pain is like this. Just at this moment. Lots of chatter in the mind is like this. That we're not demanding, we're not seeking to accomplish something. And to have the saddha, the confidence that the natural state of the mind is peaceful. And among the chaos and daily grind, you can cultivate a mind that is strong, vibrant, and awake.